Welcome back once again. Last time I showed you how to deadlift conventional style, or some people call it a regular style or regular stance. Today we will talk about sumo deadlift. This name comes from Japanese sumo wrestling. Actually, this style was created by a Japanese lifter who is considered probably one of the best, if not the best, powerlifter ever in powerlifting history. He won IPF World Championships 17 times. Hideki Inaba, when he showed this style, rather used this stance, some people were confused if his lift should be passed or not. Then the referee decided there's nothing against, and you're allowed to stand narrow stance, which is like Olympic style, weightlifting style, or regular stance, or sumo, which is like a sumo wrestler, that the way they stand, wide stance. And there's a lot of difference between technique when we compare regular stance and sumo. I will tell you a few fine-tuning points in the next video, and will tell you what we should be watching, or sometime we make some mistakes. I will not talk in detail about those things. We can produce a different video about that. But today I will tell you main points, how to start sumo, what is the difference and technique difference, and how you can improve the technique. If you already are not the best technician, you could be probably best technician, but sometimes you miss some points. So we will talk about these points. So now I will start to explain what sumo wrestling is. Sumo deadlift is, rather. I said wrestling because it starts from sumo wrestling. Conventional deadlift is like regular, like the weightlifters. But the difference between weightlifting and the regular stance deadlift, some people probably they do not know, because it's very hard to watch and to see. Last time when I told you and I showed you how to do regular or conventional style or conventional stance deadlift, probably I did not mention what you will see if you see some weightlifting, which is like a clean and jerk competition. I can turn the bar like this. We talked about we stand like this and try to keep the bar closer to our legs. And I also mentioned that when we go down, try not to bring your knees forward too much. Rather, when you go down, try to stand back. Rather than this way, try to stand back. But in weightlifting, you should not try to copy the weightlifters, because the weightlifting is totally different. When they clean the weight, when they go down, they actually on the bar. They, like for deadlift, when we deadlift, we try to keep it really close and back, and we start like this position, not like this. We start like this, really close. Watch again. Weightlifting, they go like this, stand like, really the back is flat, but they on the bar forward a little bit. But in powerlifting, we try to stay back. If the weight is heavy, you can't move. This weight is light, so when I go back, you see it's moving itself. But if the weight is heavy, it will not move like this. So same thing in sumo, we try to keep it close, and I will now try to explain you how to start. So first of all, you have to decide what is the width of your stance. If you want to stand really wide, some people like wide and some people they like narrow. But if it's too narrow, there are some problems. If it's too wide, there are some other problems. So you have to decide if you really want to stand wide or narrow. And when we stand, some people, when they go wide, their toes are outward. And some people, they stand like this. So if you stand like this, the problem is when you go down, your knees, it's very hard to bring your knees out because toes are forward this way. And then you have to go down like this, and the bar goes a little bit further, and when you grip the bar, it will push you forward. Some people probably can manage like this, but I will advise you to keep your toes out a little bit so your knees are out. So you will see the difference if you go down like this. You know, the bar is coming forward a little bit, even if you go back, because it's not that easy to go back really too much. But if you go, say your toes are out, and you go down, your legs are going out, and the bar is not moving. And if your legs are too wide, like this, it is very hard to keep your knees on the top of your feet, because if it's here, your legs will be like this. But some people still feel comfortable to go down, but in this style you have to have really excellent flexibility in your legs and hips and ankles, because when the stance is too wide, you go down, you have to go this way. So if you have problem and you cannot reach, you can probably stand a little bit close, and your stance will be slightly narrower. Okay, now I will try to explain you, if you want to stand really wide stance, what happened is, I was telling you advantage or disadvantage sometime. Some people, they have no problem to brace the shoulder. Some people say shrug, but you don't have to shrug the weight, but you have to brace the shoulders. That means your shoulders should not be like this. They have to be like back, brace the shoulder, lock the shoulders. And I will show you with the weight. If your legs are wide, your arms will be inside. Sometimes your arms are inside, and when you lift the weight from here, it's inside, and some people, they can still stand like this easy. But you see, with the weight standing, my hands are in front of the legs. So some people, they don't feel comfortable. So what they can do is, either they can stand a little bit narrow, or they can grip wider. But you have to remember, if your grip from here go wide, that is not in the straight line. And the other thing, your arms, they become a little bit short. So you have to see if you can easily brace your shoulders and keep your back straight. Then doesn't matter if you feel comfortable wide, you can go ahead. If you don't feel comfortable, then you can come a little bit closer and try to keep your toes out. So that means you can keep the bar closer to your legs and to your body, and rather than your shoulder pulling you forward, you can go up in a straight line. I will show you from the angle too. What I'm saying here, if you go like this, and pull the weight, it stay close. And the other thing is, if your toes are out, as I said, your legs goes out. But some people, they have to watch, because they have problem to balance. Because if your feet are really, this bar is moving, if your feet are too much out like this, sometimes it's very hard to stand like this, and they lose balance. And probably you have seen some people, they fell forward or they fell back. So you have to see where you feel comfortable. If you cannot balance easy, then you can keep your feet a little bit straight this way. But if you have the problem, some people I've seen, they just grip the bar too close, something like here. I have seen some people, they grip the bar inside these knurling. So when they go up, actually their bar is here like this, and you can see I can brace like this, but when the weight is really heavy under stress in the competition, some people they just stand like this, and the lift will not be passed because you have to brace like this, and it is very hard. But if your stance is a little bit narrow, wherever you feel comfortable, say up here, and your grip is there, which is not really that wide, you can see if you pull and lock the deadlift, your hands are almost outside. You can actually go wider if you want to, really like this, outside. It's easy to brace the shoulders. There are so many other things you have to watch when you deadlift. In the beginning, if you keep your back straight, which is very good, and brace your shoulders, it is very easy to brace the shoulders. I show you from the side what I'm trying to say. Say for example, you go down, and if you brace your shoulders when you lift the bar, then you don't have to brace the shoulders at the top like this. When you start from here, you can pull the shoulders already braced like this. See, I did not even move my shoulders, but they are braced already. I show you once again like this. And on the other hand, some people do like this, keep their back straight, but the shoulders are not really braced, and they pull like this. I'm not saying anything wrong with the brace the shoulders or not, as long as your back is straight, because some people, they're very strong at the beginning of the lift. If you're very strong at the beginning of the lift, then you should try to brace the shoulders before you start. But if you think you have no problem to brace the shoulders at the end, but your start is not very good, then the difference is it will give you 1 or 2 inches of your arm's length. Say for example, when you go down, if you brace your shoulders back, see, I'm almost touching like this because my shoulders are braced. But if I let them, I keep my back, watch my back, I'm not actually moving my back, but I do not brace my shoulders and drop them. See, my hands go there rather than there. So you have to decide if you can brace the shoulders later on after completing the bar, rather than completing the deadlift, or it is hard for you to brace the shoulders and you want to brace it before you start the deadlift. So you really have to find out a fine point where you can handle the whole process easy or not. And now I show you, I was trying to explain you a few things about the deadlift. It is very hard to explain everything in one video, but still try my best to tell you the main technique points. The other point you really have to, now I will try to explain from beginning to finish sumo deadlift. So as I told you before, it is your choice if you really want to go wide, because some people they go this way because they want to use the side muscles, and they have excellent flexibility in their hips and hip joint and ankles, And some people, they are a little bit stiff and they don't want to go that wide. And I also say it is your choice if you want to go feet really outward or in. If you go outward, say for example, your stance is here. So when you go down, try not to go forward this way, try to go out. And try that your knees should be really on top of your feet. So if you go like this, try not to go that way, really back or anything. Just try to go straight down, and your knees should be really straight, not this way or this way. It should be on the top. And as I said, you can raise the shoulders. I've seen some people actually really pulling their shoulders back, and their back is really flat. The back should be flat, but the shoulders is your choice. If you want longer arms and let it go a little bit, which is not really a good idea, but it's your choice. So you go down and try to look up, but if you have difficulty to concentrate when you look up, and some people feel comfortable to look at the bar, but you can go do is just, make your grip. If you want to hook grip, you can hook grip. Or if you want to over like this, reverse grip, then you can do like this and try to keep your back straight. Go down and try to stay back, not forward. Try to stay back like this, and this is complete. So some people, they try to brace their shoulders and really go back, which you really don't have to. If you feel okay, it's okay. But the referees in the competition, they're not looking for this kind of completion of the lift. You only have to complete up there. If you want to do like this or you want to go back, it's up to you. But I personally do not recommend. I told you even with the normal or regular stance that when you go back like this, your back is not really straight. So your backbone goes back and it can hurt your back. But still, if you feel comfortable, it's okay. As I said before, when you pull the weight, try not to lean forward. You really don't have to go. Some people, they have hard time to go down. You really don't have to go down like this, because if you go down like this, it's very hard to come up. So you can keep your back straight and can keep probably hips a little bit up, not really like this, and I have seen one friend of mine, he sent me a video and he asked me to find out what he's doing wrong. What he did from here, he go down and grip the bar and his back is straight like this, but when he start, rather than start like this, he's starting like this. And when he reach here, of course the bar will pull forward, so when he go there, he just lost grip or he couldn't control the weight and he dropped the weight. So you really have to remember not to move your hips really fast. You should try to move the weight first, and when you complete, some people they complete like this, when they come up here, their legs straight, then they do like this. Again from here, straight leg up here, like this. I can show you this way, like this, leg straight. This is not the right way. When it's here, it should be like this, I think this should be enough for today in this lesson. In the next video I will make, where I will tell you a few things you should watch when you do conventional or regular or standard stance deadlift and the sumo, and those points will be same for safety or to lift more, and how to pass your lift easy in the competition, because referees are looking for a few things to make it more successful. So until then, you have a very nice day, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe my channel.